Okay, so this is the third video in this lesson. So in the previous video, we looked at two-way frequency tables. And what this brings up for us is this idea of conditional probability. So what conditional probability is the measure of the probability of an event given that another event has occurred. So I'm going to write that definition down here. So if you think about really part C and D, both of these involve probabilities of something happening given something else was true. So given in example C that we were talking only about the females, and in part D that given that we were only talking about those students who wanted to go to Europe. So the notation that we use to describe this is that P for probability and A line B. Okay, so what that means is the probability of event A given event B occurs. Okay, so let's look at our example. In our class example, if H represents a Hawaii vacation preference and M represents male, determine probability M line H. So I said it like that because I want us to think about what that means. So probability M with that little line H actually means the probability that you're a male given you prefer Hawaii. Okay, so coming up to our table here, we're only interested in those students who selected Hawaii. And out of those students, we're interested in only the males. So 4 out of a total of 12 students who preferred Hawaii were male. Where did I get that 12 from? Well, I got it just from adding up 4 and 8. Okay, so there's really just two practice problems with this idea. So why don't we just do the first one together? Or at least talk about it. So given the table to the right, determine the following probabilities. Okay, so for the probability of it being a student being a freshman, what I would need to do is add up all the freshmen that were surveyed. So that's going to be total freshmen. And I would need to put that on top of all the students that were surveyed total. So I would need to add together everyone involved in this survey. Okay, for part B, this is really saying the probability that you're a sophomore given you buy school lunch. Okay, so what part of the table am I interested in? Well, I'm only interested in the part of the table that involves the students that buy school lunch. So my total, or what goes on the bottom of my probability, is going to be what happens when I add these two things together. And then I'm only interested in the sophomores, so it's going to be 82 over whatever my total is. Okay, and then C, I'd like you to reason through on your own.